Yo, thanks for inviting us.
Yo, yeah, thanks for the invite.
No problem.
Yo, this is pretty interesting topic, but
Yeah, it should be fun, you know. What you been
Yeah.
up to? What you guys been up to?
Nothing really.
Nah.
Just practicing piano. Usually.
Yeah, you guys saw the inauguration site?
yo, wait, hold on. I'm getting a FaceTime call for Charlie the Mirror. Hello? Yo, I'm doing a YouTube video right now. No, you can't be part of it. Charlie, don't come right now. Do not come right now. Please don't knock on the door.
Let me in. Let me in. Let me in, please.
You see, even Charlie wants in on this action, man. This talk is super exclusive.
Bro, I told her she can't make a TikTok dance out of this conversation.
Ah, she ain't gonna do it. She ain't gonna do it.
Yo, can we get started the video right now?
Yeah, let's just get right into it. Can't wait.
What's up, guys? This is Camille, not a science guy. Welcome back to my channel where we like to talk about marine organisms. Let's get straight into the video. Welcome to Camille's show. Camille's Marine Show. Today, we're gonna be talking about oysters. Hey.
What's
Up,
Guys.
So today, the topic is oysters. Woo! Yeah, oysters. Guys, oysters are really interesting, but today we're going to be talking about the life cycle of oysters. So I'll be talking about the life cycle. Mr. Ralph over here talking about the habitat, and Camille and I will be talking about the time cycle. It's ready? I can't hear you.
aye aye, Captain?
Alrighty. Fertilization / embryogenesis. That's when the sperm will be released by the males and the eggs will be released by the females, and they will start to encounter each other. Once they encounter each other, the fertilized egg will start to go to the surface, and at the surface, it will then hatch.
That's right. So during fertilization and embryogenesis, the oysters will be in the water around the seabed because this increases the chances of fertilization since the sperm and egg were just released and since fertilization occurs in the water.
So for this stage, it lasts 6 to 12 hours, and this is when the gender is initially decided for the oyster.
The trophophore stage is the beginning larvae stage. The larvae will start to live at the surface of the water after it hatches, using cilia to move around and start to catch plankton at the surface of the water.
So oysters in this trophophore stage will be around the surface waters. This is allowing for dispersal while not having to compete with adults for food, since they can swim around and feed on plankton, like John said.
So for this stage, it lasts about 5 to 10 hours, and if you didn't know what cilia look like, you can compare them to hair. They're hair-like structures.
The villager stage is the second larvae stage. This is the stage where the oyster starts to develop its shell while still at the surface of the water, eating on plankton.
Now as a villager, the oyster is still in its free-swimming stages, not having to compete with adults for food, as it can still eat the plankton because it's still in the planktonic surface waters.
On this stage, the process lasts about 1 week. And also, did you know that oysters actually have 4 layers of gills? But it's not like how fish use them. They use them for feeding.
The petavillager stage is the last larvae stage. The oyster larvae will start to develop a foot and start to sink at the bottom of the seabed and will start to settle in with other oysters.
Taking it up a notch now, right? Now as a petty villager, it has a foot that will attach to the substrate. It's going to sink to the seabed, dragging its foot along, looking for the place to call home. It's going to be looking for other adult oysters, particularly for mating and good food sources. Crazy, right? It's going to trust in that tail.
This stage lasts about 1 to 2 weeks, and the foot that it develops is used for sensing to find a good substrate to settle in.
The next stage is a spat. The spat is a juvenile stage of the oyster. At this time, it has been attached to a substrate for a long time. It will feed and use all of its energy for shell growth. It's pretty cool.
My favorite personally, now the spat stage. It's kind of like when you're 18 or 19. Now stuck because it's attached to the substrate, it's situated around other oysters that are growing in an area rich in food, which will help as it still needs to become an adult.
So for this stage, it lasts about 2 to 3 years, and this is when the oyster kind of starts getting a shape of the full-size adult.
The last and final stage you guys been waiting on is the adult. After 3 years, the oyster will become an adult. They will grow an inch every year. That's so crazy. And will start to become sexually mature. Wow.
Now the final stage, becoming an adult. Since the petty villager stage, when it got its foot and found suitable substrate to attach to, it has not been able to switch regions. As an adult now, it will reproduce in this region, which is rich in food for energy and near other oysters for breeding.
So for this stage, it lasts 3+ years, and by this time, it'll have been determined if the oyster is a male or female. Most start as males and then become females. They use the method of broadcast spawning, which is actually when they release billions of gametes. And gametes are the combination of sperm and egg, which are all spewed out into the environment. And this is how they mass produce, which is actually pretty effective. Just some extra info so you guys know. Oysters are actually called the keystone species of their environment because they're one of the main filters of their ecosystem, filtering about 50 gallons of water every day per oyster from sediments, nitrates, phosphorus, which actually help keep their ecosystem really clean. So next time you eat an oyster, just don't. All right, guys, that concludes the video. Thank you for joining us, Rafael and Jonathan. I hope that our information benefited you, the viewers, for anything that it could have. Oysters, am I right? All right, guys, you guys can plug in your merch if you want. Where can I find you?
Well, you could find me. I'm pretty sure gonna put my link in the description, all right?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys can find me in the link in the description. I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I have great content. And there's gonna be a new video coming out soon. So watch out for Monday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can also check me out down in the description. I'd like to do giveaways every single day. And if you guys see an oyster around, make sure to treat it nicely. And if you find one, tag us and post it on Instagram.
Let's go try to find some oysters. No oysters here.
No oysters here.
Is that an oyster?